Hey YouTube, how's it going? RP Gaming here, and I'm back with a video. So today I'm actually doing another computer build. I enjoy doing these. It's a lot of fun putting them together. Um, so yeah, if you guys have any questions about um, anything I put in the builds, or if you have suggestions on a video I should make about the builds, put them in the comment section, and I'll try to get all of them if they're questions. If there's suggestions, I'll look at them. I mean, can't really do anything about it except actually do the video. But if you guys do have suggestions, just put them down in the comment section and I'll look at them. So yeah, let's just get right into this. This is a gaming PC build for $800. My opinion, this is a really good PC. Most games maxed out 1080p, 30 up FPS. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that. Most games you could just max out 1080p, play them fine. You not even have to worry about anything. But if you want to stream and record and all this, this is a really good PC to do that, because the CPU is an AMD FX 8320. It's the top of the line CPU. It's an 8 cores. 2 cores hasn't, like, most games like Battlefield 4 only use about 4 cores. You can get away with 2 cores. It's just soon 2 cores will start being issues with most games that are coming out. So 4 core, you can get away with it. AMD also has a 6 core CPU. I forget the name of it. It's an FX. See, it's in the FX series. That's also a really good CPU. I think it's about $100. That's an option down from this. If you don't want to spend 150 and you want to save like 45 bucks, you can go ahead and get that CPU. Or if you want to go an Intel route, I will probably do some Intel builds in the future, but AMD right now is the easiest for me, so I'll keep doing these unless I get suggestion to do an Intel build. But for the GPU, I went with EVGA GeForce GTX 750 Ti. If you want to save about 60 bucks, you can go with a 650 Ti or even a 650 Ti boost, and you save about 20 bucks. And the boost is a little bit less performance than a 750, but it still does the same. 650 Ti boost is really good. You can go with it, but the 750 is better than the 650. You can kind of tell by how numbers keep going up, but I mean, it's whatever. Okay, for the RAM, I went with 16 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance, 2 8 gig sticks of DDR3 at 1600 megahertz. You can go with 8 gigs. It's up to you. If you go with 8 gigs, you save about 80 bucks. And you can do 4 2 gigabyte sticks, or you can do 2 4 gigs. Probably the 2 4 gigs would be easier, but having more RAM sticks is better performance wise. Look it up. They most likely have videos about it. But for this build, 16 gigabytes of RAM is perfect. It's a little bit overkill, but I threw it in just because 16 gigabytes is really good. For the motherboard, I went with ASUS M5 A97. It's an AM3 plus AMD motherboard. It has USB 3.0. It's an ATX motherboard. I can't tell if it only has. I think it has 2 PCI Express slots, or it has a PCI Express and then just a normal PCI slot. I don't know. But for 95 bucks, it's perfect. In terms of RAM slots, there's 4 of them. You can have up to 64 gigabytes in there. So if you want to do 32 gigabyte in the motherboard, you can have 32 gigabytes of RAM maxed. So you can do 4 8 gigabyte sticks if you want to. That is extremely overkill, in my opinion, but it's whatever. So that is the motherboard. Links will be in the description below for everything that I put in this video. For the power supply, I went with a Corsair Builder Series 600 watt. It's an 80 plus bronze certified power supply. It's really good. It's only 58 bucks. It's really cheap, and it's not a modular. It's just a normal power supply. For the case, I went with the Rosewill Gaming ATX mid-tower computer case. It has a giant window on the side, so you can look at your beast of a computer, and it also has a top mounted fan area where if you wanted to go with a water cooling system such as a double fan Corsair water cooling thingy from Corsair, you can do that if you wanted to. For the hard drive, I just went with a 1TB Western Digital blue hard drive. You can go with a 2TB, even a 3 or a 4, but for 60 bucks, it's perfect. You can go with more if you wanted to. But for the CPU cooler, I went with the Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. It's the best bang for your buck CPU cooler that you can get currently that I know of. But that's pretty much the best. Oh, there are a few things that I left out. One, if you want to save a little money, you can cut back on the RAM, like I said, and you also can put in, you can cut back on the power supply and the RAM, or even the GPU if you wanted to. Keep the CPU; it's a good CPU. Not saying the GPU or the RAM that they're not good. I'm just saying you can cut back on them and still get about the same performance. But I left out the operating system and a disk drive just because they'd go over the price range, and I wanted to keep it at exactly $800. For as far as I know, the price is $812, I'm pretty sure. But yeah. So, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you have any comments or suggestions, put them in the comment section below, and I'll get to all the questions, and I'll read all of the suggestions and all that fun jazz. But like I said,